Hauser?
Yeah.
Um, we had a practice one day, and all of a sudden he came in drunk from the rectory and started
Wasted.
screaming at a player. I don't remember who it was. I don't know who the player was.
I know.
Don't know their
Moist
names or anything like that.
Moist was the only Latin player on the team.
Who?
Schmoy Smenches.
That was wrong, man. That was so wrong.
What did he do? I don't remember.
Called him a racial epithet, too. And then threw the ball at him.
In the middle of a practice?
Yeah.
No.
Bill, how about when we had a player, some young Middle Eastern dude from like 3rd Avenue or 5th, he came onto our team, and during one practice, at the end of practice, he took one of the basketballs with him and he hit it down next to the door. And then somebody saw him while going to the bathroom.
We were coming in the back door. He hit it by the front door. I remember that. That was Mustafa. He was a year younger than us. He knew how to handle the ball really well, that kid. He was a good ball handler.
He played really well in the practice.
You know how they say, like, the guy's got a ball in the string, or it's like he's got the ball in his pocket? He really did try to put the ball in his pocket. Just didn't work out.
Just left it next to the door.
Probably that Andrew Schmicky caught him, and he was the biggest thief around.
So anyway, Bill, the kid gets caught, right? Not by Billy, but he comes back up onto the court, and it's known that word gets to the coach that he's trying to steal a basketball. Long story short, he tries to blame it on Billy. He's like, "It's not. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was Billy."
Really?
Obviously, we know it wasn't Billy. We knew him. He was on the team already. This kid was a new kid, trying to get in.
Why do you pick Bill?
And,
No,
but it's completely ridiculous.
Wait. I want to go touch on Father Hauser really quickly, if you don't mind. Father Hauser also, I know somebody was with me. It was my brother Frank.
So wait, can you, because I don't know it, just go over the original incident you were talking about? I don't know the whole incident. I really don't.
You're talking about Father Hauser?
Yeah, with Father Hauser, you were talking about it earlier.
Catholic League. We're playing Catholic League basketball, travel team. So we have the practices at the gym like Tuesday nights or whatever it may, what have you. And the guy who was in charge of the sports program, so you had like your coach, and then you had the guy who ran the sports program, which probably was Jeff O'Brien at the time. And then on top of him, you had like a figurehead, which was the guy from the church who was in charge of the sports program. And that was Father Hauser. Okay? And Father Hauser, he looked like the deacon in Robin Hood. He was like this drunk guy, always drinking the wine with the red face, with the St. Anthony hair. Most of the time he was rather jolly. Wouldn't you say so, Andrew? He was jolly.
Yeah, bald guy, but he had a little hair on the sides and in the back trying to make it look like he had something,
So at some point, he comes to one of our practices, and he's fucking demolished. Like he's stumbling all around the floor. He doesn't know what's going on. And somebody must have cracked a joke, and he decided that he was going to take out whatever was bothering him on one of our teammates. And I'm pretty sure he called him a spick and then threw the basketball at his head.
Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure that's what went down. Now, after that, you didn't see him for a little while. And then he came back, but he wasn't in charge of the sports program anymore. And later that year, I want to think you were with me, Andrew, but I'm not 100% sure. I just distinctively remember my brother and your brother being there with me. We went to midnight mass. Remember we used to go to midnight mass every year on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
And he wasn't saying the mass because he was just like recently back from wherever he went, and he fell off the altar. That's how drunk he was.
Oh shit, that's
great.
great.
That was the biggest event in the church. You know what I mean? Like
big attendance.
On a regular. Yeah.
Go.
So you probably had, I don't know how many people fit in that church, but you were at capacity. It was standing room only. People were standing on the walls. Every pew was filled. And Ole is a huge church. And this guy just he wasn't even doing anything. Like, he was just standing there, and he just keeled over off the altar. It was pretty wild. So now that was the last time I ever saw Father Hauser. Until now, what year are we talking about here, dude? We're probably talking about 97, 98,
96,
right?
97, yeah.
The next time I saw Father Hauser was in 2012. Okay?
Okay. Well.
And it was right after I got arrested and right after my job sent me to rehab. I walk into the rehab facility, and who's working the front door, introduced to me as none other than Father Jack, is Father Hauser. He's working the front desk at the rehab facilitation in Kerhonkson, New York.
Wow.
Wow. Never would have thought that.
Not only was he running,
imagine that.
not only was he running the admin and the intake, but he had a very special role in this place.
What does
He had a little chapel where he would help people out with prayer. He would come in on Sundays and do a Sunday mass service for the people who wanted to. But on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, he had something very special for everyone there. He ran something called the Sunshine Room. The Sunshine Room was like the rehabilitation version of commissary. You could go to the Sunshine
Room.
No, we're adults here, man. We're adults. They don't touch adults in the Catholic Church. He would sell like candy and ice cream bars from behind a counter in like his priest outfit, and that was his job. It was a little fucking weird, I gotta tell you the truth. It was the last person I expected to see when I walked in this place, I'll tell you that.
Did he remember you at all, Bill? Or no?
He did. He didn't remember my last name, but he remembered my first name. He called me William when I walked in.
Yeah.
I had to remind him. I said, "Are you Father Hauser from OLA?" And he said, "Oh, you're William, right?" I said, "Yeah, I am. I ended up. He ends up actually coming back and telling. Like, throughout while you're in rehab, they get guest speakers, and he comes in one of the days, and he tells you his story. Here's a really interesting story about being, like, all drunk and fucked up all the time, and how he tried to hang himself in the rectory, and the other priest cut him down.
He tells all this?
Yeah, he tells it to the recovering addicts.
Wow, nice.
He tells it to... Yeah. And he doesn't push the God on you at all. It's a very bizarre setup what he was doing there. He's no longer there.
He's no longer at the rehab?